This car will not pass its next MOT. It needs both the rear brakes and discs changed. Let's get it done.
So the first thing that I did was undo the cap for the brake fluid reservoir. This relieves the pressure in the brake system and allows you to push back on the piston for the brake caliper in order to take it off easily from the bracket. And then after that, I just undid the 2 bolts and the bracket just fully came off. Then it was time to remove the old disc, and that's held by a little bolt. I'd be lying to you guys if I said it was easy to take that disc off. It was seized on there and it was very difficult to pull off, but eventually I did a little bit of cleaning up in preparation for the new disc. And here's a quick comparison between the old brake pad and the new brake pad, as well as the old disc and the new disc. I can't lie, they definitely needed changing. There was barely any life left on that brake pad. Anyway, I went around and cleaned up the brake caliper bracket, and then it was time to fit the new parts. I put on the brake disc first and torqued it up to spec. I then fitted the brake caliper bracket back on and torqued that up to spec. I then used this caliper rewind tool to push back the piston on the caliper in order to fit the new brake pads in, and they were able to slot straight back onto the caliper bracket without a problem. I then put the retainer clip onto the caliper to hold it into place so that I can put the 2 bolts in to connect the caliper back to the bracket, and then again I torqued those up to spec. Last thing is to put the sensor, and you got to make sure that that nipple is facing in the right direction so that when the brake pads do wear, it gets damaged and then sends a signal to the computer letting you know that you need to change your brake pads in the future.
The rear brakes are done. Now it's on to the front brakes. Make sure to follow for part 2.